What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's Ziegenbagel here, and welcome to a mod spotlight for Surviving Mars with the mod for crop rotation. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to tap that like button, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Alright, today we have the crop rotation mod. I am running it with my personal mission sponsor and Colony Logo mods. And we are going to do all of our mod spotlights in the Xanthe Alpha location. So I'm going to go ahead and I will get things started here. And I want to go over what the mod has to offer in the description. So it changes the farms to require more careful management of the soil rather than quality that goes either up or down or not at all. This mod tracks nitrogen and phosphorus levels in the soil with different crops having different...
Welcome to Mars.
Excuse me, wait for that done. Pause real quick. Where was I? Yep, the mod tracks nitrogen and phosphorus levels in the soil with different crops having different ideal concentrations, as well as pulling or fixing one or both nutrients. Each crop is loosely based on its real-world counterpart, although units are entirely arbitrary. Alright, very, very cool. Additionally, this mod adds 3 new crops and minor alterations to existing ones. Okay, yeah, new game is required for the new crops. So, the fertilizer nitrogen adds nitrogen 1 day. The fertilizer phosphorus adds phosphorus 1 day. There is the new crops are the alfalfa, low yield, moderate duration, 22 food, 3 days. Fruit trees mature more quickly if following after fruit trees. Okay, very interesting. So that seems like something you could have on all the time on one farm, is just have a farm specifically for fruit trees. Then we have quinoa, food a day balance adjusted, 20 food every 2 days to 21 food every 3 days. So it's one more food and takes 1 soul longer. Very interesting. But will grow well in almost any soil condition. Oh, okay, that's very, very cool. And let's see, stabilize the crop rotation, fertilize nitrogen, fruit trees, and fruit trees, cover crops, soybeans, giant corn, fertilizer, alfalfa, and wheat. Okay, or giant wheat. So it basically looks like it's adding different types of fertilizer, different types of, like a lot of the crops will have different increases they do for nitrogen and phosphorus. But I'm going to go ahead and start to get things set up and get to the point where we have farms so I can show this off for you guys. Alright, I will be right back. Alright, we're back. So I managed to get lucky and get a lot of the research done for a lot of the farming. So we have a lot of those things ready. But I want to go ahead and show you guys now. I haven't brought anybody in, but we can go ahead and look at the farms here and what all is available. I got a basic one set up here that I thought might be cool, but I just want to show you guys off on this one. So, we have alfalfa, which is low yield but grows fast and requires less water. So it consumes 1.8 water, growth time is 3 souls, 22 food, and the optimal nitrogen is 55 parts per million, and optimal phosphorus is 70 parts per million, which you can actually see on the farm in here. It shows you how much nitrogen and phosphorus you have currently, your soil quality, and the amount of food stored, of course. So, yeah, that is the alfalfa. Then we have the wheat. Okay, I also forgot that the alfalfa increases nitrogen by 10 parts per million and decreases phosphorus by 5 parts per million. So that's probably one of the better ones on the increase/decrease ratios because they're very small. And we go on to wheat, and the water consumption is 1.6, so slightly less than the alfalfa. Takes 2 souls to grow, 17 food. It has optimal nitrogen at 75 parts per million, optimal phosphorus at 80 parts per million, and it decreases the nitrogen by 10 parts per million, phosphorus by 20. Alright, so we have potatoes. You can see there, it's 5 souls to make 55, which I believe is the most food compared to soybeans. But it requires very high nitrogen and phosphorus, and also decreases them both. So if you want to have potatoes, you got to find a good rotation for those that might be having them at the end and having things before them that help raise it. But like the cover crops, which increases your nitrogen by 5 parts per million and your phosphorus by 40 parts per million. And it gives you 12 food, which I think is about the normal that it has for vanilla game. But a couple things that are new here too is the fertilizer for nitrogen and the fertilizer for phosphorus. This guy, they both increase your whichever one that it's used for, 25 parts per million. So for the nitrogen, it increases 25 parts per million, and the phosphorus, 25 parts per million. It actually has an optimal nitrogen slash phosphorus at 40 parts per million, which is interesting. They each take 1 soul and provide zero food and 0 water, which makes sense because they're fertilizers. You wouldn't want to eat fertilizer, would you? So yeah, it's very, very interesting. It adds a whole new dynamic to keeping track of your food, and I can imagine you probably get better harvests for having a better optimal range for your nitrogen and phosphorus. So that would be really, really great. I don't want to show you too much because I want you to go ahead and check out this mod yourself, which you can find a link for it in the description down below, along with my personal sponsor mod and my personal mission logo mod for Ziegenbagel Gaming. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this mod spotlight for the crop rotation mod. I will be coming out with another one soon from the same author, which involves drone balancing. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you go ahead and show your support and smash that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on all the daily videos. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, don't forget to live long and prosper.